Yeah, that sounded pretty good.
Dang, I should have done
Especially
that in the last episode.
especially coming off of our last episode.
I
Nice.
should have said it. Dang.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, welcome back to the Noodle Shop. I'm Gio,
And I'm Tristan.
and here we go.
That's not what we're talking about, but okay.
I thought that's what we're gonna talk about.
No, we're talking about Star
Ah
Wars.
ha ha! They don't have a Jason ride, by the way.
They don't,
No, that would
because
be
it's not Disney.
that would be a New Line Cinema makes a theme park, and it's all horror rides. Um,
That's just Halloween
yeah,
Horror
Star
Nights
Wars, the rides of Star Wars from
at Disney.
Disney.
Here
Yeah.
in Florida, not in
No, because we haven't. I
not in
haven't done the
California.
California ones. Have you?
I have done Star Tours in
Oh
California.
yeah. Is it the same?
Yes,
Yeah, I would think
it's
it would be the
literally
same.
the exact same thing.
Even the line.
Uh, the line, I will say it's kind of more, it's more like Space Mountain kind of.
Oh, so okay, it goes like up and down.
Yeah, and it like goes into rooms where there's like droids and stuff. It's all right.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess
but
starting with Star Tours since that's what we're talking about.
yeah, Star Tours
Um,
was the very first ride that they came out with for Star
I like
Wars.
Star Tours. Honestly, when I go to Hollywood Studios, that's literally one of the rides I ride.
Yeah. Well, so I don't ride it every time. I
Sorry,
ride
all
it.
the time. I meant to say all the time.
I don't ride it every time. I ride it like once every couple times I go to
Dude, it's
Hollywood
a
Studios.
5 minute wait
You're right.
all the time. The only time I don't ride it if it's 30 minutes because
Yeah, 'cause it's
it's not worth
pointless.
30 minutes.
Yeah. So it's just pretty much you go in a room and you sit down and it like does like a little mission.
Yeah, like yeah. So you know that there's supposed to be like a crazy amount of different missions to do.
Yeah,
Like they're never supposed to match,
there's like
right?
100 different missions or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is
Every time
right
I go,
because
it's
I
the
mean,
same. It's the same mission. I feel like.
really.
Yeah, Kylo's like, you can't pass me. He's like, pew pew pew,
Beep, 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 beep,
and
beep,
then
beep, beep,
we get
beep.
away from him, and then we end up on the same planets, and I'm like, didn't I ride this ride last time?
Well, so the when it first came out, it was only one mission.
Yeah.
They said it was multiple, but it was only one.
Was it?
I believe so.
You know how they so back in the day, right, when they first made that ride, they used to use a camera.
What do you mean a
They
camera?
are not a cam. They used to use man, I can't remember if it was like a big recording machine pretty much that was inside the ride, right? So anytime they change scenes,
Yeah,
so like when you're going like light speed, right, or anything like that, things would flash
yeah.
in the ride, and that's how you knew they were changing the scene. Now
Oh,
technology, right, has gotten so crazy that they don't need that anymore. Now they pop in a
no.
DVD and that's it.
Yeah, and it changes.
It changes
And then
immediately.
the ride does all the
So
simulations
I
itself.
guess the ride is on
It's probably
like
not a DVD. It's probably
it's
more like
probably
a
like
USB drive
yeah, or
because
that.
we're
Yeah, it
in the
probably is.
21st
Yeah,
century.
I was gonna say it probably is a USB drive, but it's like on a rotating loop.
Yeah, so
So you're never gonna ride the same ride. It's
unless
always
you
different.
like ride it like 6 hours apart or something
I
like
was
that.
actually watching a documentary about it, about that ride, and then the Smuggler's Run and the Rise of the Resistance as well.
Yeah.
So I think that this honestly is one of my favorite rides. I think to this day it outlasts a lot of rides that are in that genre of like the simulator ride, you know?
Yeah, and it's
Um,
it's still I will say that's probably one of the most updated rides
yeah.
for like the simulator
I
type
mean, the
rides.
look of the ride is awesome, and it's still you sitting in a simulator and it like going blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
everywhere.
but it
But
changes, so
yeah, yeah,
it
exactly.
stays
And I like
updated.
that they changed the other robot to C3PO.
Yeah. They
Um,
also they I don't know if you wrote it like between movies and stuff, but they did update it when the movies come out and all
mhm.
that. So they would update it with new
They added,
missions
so I
from the
know
new movies.
for what, 7, 8, and 9, they added, each movie added like
A few
two,
missions,
like
yeah,
a few missions, yeah. So
that pertain to the movies, yeah.
but Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you like Kylo Ren, guys. I don't, and I own his lightsaber, and I still don't like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a false advertiser.
Shame.
Shame, shame, shame.
Um,
Copyright.
um,
uh,
so we're gonna I say we go in order of how they came out. So we'll go move on
Smuggler's
to
Run, right?
Smuggler's Run, which is the Millennium Falcon
Dude, I
ride.
love that ride.
I love it too.
I
The
the
only caveat.
is getting engineered.
No, actually, that's not the caveat
Oh
in my
what?
opinion. I think they should do what Star Tours does and change it. I think every
Oh,
ride should be
I
different.
agree, but okay, so you know the story behind that, right?
Yeah, it changes based on how well you do or how bad you
So
do.
the game can get long.
It can. I've done the
So
longest one.
they had to build this game engine for this ride, right?
Yeah,
So
so
like
it works
it's
like
it's
properly.
not they're like the technology's still new, so they're still trying to even figure it out right now.
Yeah, so maybe in a few years they'll
I
have
think in a
it
few
done.
years, once they figure out how to change the missions, they will, and they'll have a couple missions. Because honestly, like
It's like Star
imagine,
Tours.
imagine, imagine,
Ma-
imagine
Magic.
them doing the Kessel Run.
That
That
would be
that's
awesome.
that's something that was part of is part of this is
Or
part of the lore for the Millennium Falcon.
the what is it called? The war at
The
the very end of the
the
last
jump to
movie.
hyperdrive.
No, they do that.
I know.
You mean
They're like pull the
hyperspeed?
pull the lever for hyperdrive. Boom.
And it just
The
barely
war in the
moves.
last movie.
Yeah, where it's like 100,000 Star Destroyers.
Oh, where it's like the rebels versus the
Yeah,
order, whatever the hell they're
Order
called.
66.
No,
No,
Order 66 is the
that's when they kill all the
yeah, that's when they
Jedi.
kill the Jedi. Is Order. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't like the last three Star Wars movies, so
I think that would be cool though to see like 100 Star
dude,
Destroyers
I'm
like
gonna get so
flying
many
through them.
people like being like, you didn't like the last one? You didn't like Ray? No, I didn't
I
like
didn't
Ray.
like Rey.
You didn't like Kylo Ren? I have
Kylo Ren's
friends that
alright.
love these characters, and
I don't like Rey.
dude, I don't know. I liked
I
episode
will.
one, two, and three,
These are
four,
not.
five, and six.
These are not. I will say
Um,
this is not the best trilogy. I don't know who's talking about that,
no,
but
yeah.
it's not even close.
I feel like uh, they weren't bad. Let me start off there. They weren't bad. They just, they just
It was
weren't good.
Disney.
They just weren't good. No, I can't say it was Disney because look at the Marvel movies.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's no Disney.
Well,
Disney actually,
we'll see when
for
Deadpool comes
me,
out.
what Disney did was the profit of the movie. Like they made it look like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
will
think
say the Force Awakens when it came out,
see
it
so
lived up to its hype. That's about all it did though. It didn't really
so
extend
I
much of the
liked
story.
I liked the last movie, right? Out of the all three movies, I liked the last movie. The Force Awakens to me was the worst one. But
I
that's my
agree.
opinion. That's my opinion.
No, I
Like that's
think
my opinion.
I agree.
Damn,
I
we like
just
changed the
think
whole subject from Star Wars rides to the movies.
yeah, but I
Uh,
do agree. I think that one is the worst one. I think for it being when it was coming out, being the first Star Wars movie in 20 or 30 years, I think it lived up to its hype,
yeah, okay.
but it didn't do much after that.
No, yeah. I mean, the thing is, as a Star Wars fan, there was a lot of unanswered questions, right?
Yeah,
So for the Force Awaken,
it didn't
um,
answer very much.
no, I think like what that one was the one where Luke throws the lightsaber at the end.
Yes.
I was literally like, yo, what the hell was that? Like it made me mad, and I didn't I didn't know a movie could make me so mad, right? Because Luke is
Well,
supposed to
no,
be like
that's not the movie.
that's the second one.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the
Okay,
second
so
one
then
because at
that's what
the
it
end of
was.
the of Force Awakens, she's
She goes to
standing there
hand
and
it
she
to him,
goes to hand it to him and it goes to
and he
credits.
looks at her awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay,
then the
so
second one
the
he
second one
takes
he
it and
takes and
throws
throws it,
it.
and I'm like, literally, I think I was like two or three people in the theater, including myself, were you could hear us be like, "What the hell?" Because it was like,
They just threw away the whole
yeah.
history of Star Wars.
um,
They were like, "Here's the script." He's like, "Nope."
it's not even that. It's like they probably made like grown men cry. Like, here's your childhood.
Just throw it.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, all right, going back to the rise, we kind of went off topic, but Smuggler's Run. That would be cool if they change the story.
Which I think they will.
Now I will be honest. I love that they have the Hondo like the animatronic,
Yeah.
because not a lot of people know who he is, and he's from Rebels. Well, he's from numerous
Titles, yeah.
the cartoons, but he shows up a lot in Rebels, and I felt like that was the coolest thing to have him come up,
To be
because
like the main part of it.
yeah, so like if people are like, "Yo, who is this Star Wars guy? Like, who is this?" But then you have like the Star Wars fans that are like, "Oh wait, I know that character."
Yeah.
So I thought that was the coolest thing to do. I feel like if they did change the missions, they can do it to where you're not going only after the coaxial, whatever the heck is called.
Yeah.
But you could go after different things, you know,
Yeah.
like
We'll make it pertain to
when
like Hondo kind of stuff.
that, you know, you can kind of go deep deep into Star Wars, kind of, right, and go after like spice. Spice is
Oh,
like a
spice
spice is
running.
like a
Yeah.
drug, you know. So
Yeah.
that
Well,
would be
that's
cool.
in Solo
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
because he was a
you know
spice runner.
they can do that. You know
That
they
would
can
be
do so
cool.
they can do so many things with that ride. If
Maybe
they if
incorporate Chewie in there somewhere because
yeah,
Chewie's not a part of any of
Chewie,
the
like,
ride.
he shows up in the beginning video,
Yeah, but
but
that's it.
he's like nowhere in any of the things. Like, I think if they put him in like the little screens where you could see him, and he's like
Or
fixing
Donald
stuff.
Glover. Oh, that would be awesome
Oh
too.
yeah, even that too, you
Because
know.
he was the original owner of the
Yeah,
Millennium
so I
Falcon.
think that would be cool. They can do so much with that ride if they figure out the technology and figure out
Yeah.
how to progress with it. I think they could do so much with that ride.
Just don't let EA develop it, please.
Yeah,
Because then you'll
because
have to pay to get on the ride. You'll have
you'll,
to pay to pull the lever. You
they'll
have
be,
to pay to hit the buttons.
you'll hit the button and it'll be like, you owe $99, and you're like, what?
It's gonna be like charging credit card
Oh
now.
snap, that's crazy.
You're gonna walk out $1,000 less.
You got a loot crate.
Yeah.
That's
Make
funny.
like Ubisoft or somebody develop it. Speaking of Ubisoft, they're developing that the free roam
So
game.
I heard about it. I haven't seen anything on it.
They already said they're not going to reveal anything for a few years because they want to develop it to a point where they can actually show stuff.
All they need to do is they need to make an Assassin's Creed game and
But
give them a
Star Wars,
lightsaber, and that's it. You know, you could climb up buildings, run
it's fine. You
everywhere.
just jump off the Star Cruiser
Yeah, exactly.
into a bale of droids
Um,
instead of
honestly,
hay.
Ubisoft is really good at open world games. You know, they got Assassin's Creed, and
Yeah,
they've been doing that for a while. They have Watch Dogs. You know, those games are very, very good with their open world variety. You know,
I can't
Assassin's
think of
Creed. You know, like, I
other
think,
games like
imagine
that.
imagine a Star Wars game as Assassin's Creed, where
It's like a
you can
mixture.
climb buildings, or you can
It could be a
uh,
mixture of Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed.
yeah, because the
Yeah,
city,
you
yeah,
instead of hacking, you use the Force.
that'd be cool. Yeah, they can do so much with that. Talking about going back to the rides, because we keep going off subject,
Sorry.
right? This is, you apologize to the fans now. No, talking about the rides, Rise of the Resistance. All right, I just rode this ride. We talked about this, what, a couple episodes ago,
Yeah, a few
and
episodes
I
ago.
didn't ride it,
Yeah, and
and I
then
recently rode it,
like a few days ago, you wrote it.
and I
The
haven't told anyone. I haven't told anyone.
funny thing is, before you say what you're about to
Yeah,
say, I wrote it the day after you, for like my
that's
fifth time.
that's funny. So I've only ridden it once. I haven't told anyone other than the person I went with my reaction to the
Opinion.
ride.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Swear to
have
God.
you ridden the new Mickey Mouse ride at Central
Yes.
Park?
Yeah.
What did you think about that one? We're gonna go ahead and talk about that first. What did you think
The
about
new
that?
Mickey Mouse ride.
Yeah, the one where it's like you go into the cartoon world.
So, I will say I rode Rise of the Resistance before I rode that one.
Okay.
I didn't know what to expect on it because I didn't watch anything. I didn't hear
Yeah,
anything
it was a
about
new
it.
ride to you.
Yeah. I thought that ride was arguably one of the best rides in all of Hollywood studios.
Okay. So that now that you say that, I rode that before I rode Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah. Did it take some of the
I
wow factor
I
out?
loved that ride way better than I liked Rise of the Resistance.
Really?
Yeah. So we got it. We went on to that ride, the Mickey Mouse ride,
Yeah.
and I literally left that ride. I haven't left a ride in a very, very long time with a smile on my face. And I left with a smile, and then I was like, wow, that was a really fun ride.
It was.
And it's a kid, it's a kid's ride,
Yeah, it's
but
literally designed
the
as a kid's
but
ride, but it works.
the visuals from the beginning, when you go into the screen to the end, when you walk out of the ride, I think they did such a good job on that ride, right?
See, so like you said, Star Tours is your one ride you go on.
Every
That
time,
ride,
yeah.
every time I go to Hollywood Studios, I ride that ride.
What, the Mickey one?
Yeah, I
Oh, okay.
love that
They
ride.
did such a good job on it. So now, okay, now we're talking.
Rise of the
I'm at the
Resistance.
line. I'm in the line for the Mickey Mouse ride, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can get in the queue for
Rise of the
Rise of the
Resistance.
Resistance because I really, really want to ride it. We're here.
Might as well.
Yeah, let's see. So I get it, and I'm like, I got it. And
Oh my God.
you have to think like, imagine these people from when that ride first came out, and they were the first people to ride that ride.
Yeah, of course.
They're freaking out. So I'm like, I've been trying to ride this ride for
Since it
what,
opened.
since it opened, yeah. And now I get this opportunity to ride it, and I'm like, dude, we're gonna go ride it. This is amazing. I can't wait. And I go to the line, and I didn't realize that I was in a queue. Like I thought it was just like, oh, you get it, and then you go to the line, and they let you in.
Yeah,
And the
you
lady
have to
goes,
wait for it to say.
the lady goes, oh, you're 135. And I said, okay, what does that mean? Because I was so lost. I'm like, what does that mean? And she goes, oh, that means you got to come back later when it says 125 or 135.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so what are we at right now? And she goes, oh, we're at 20. And I said, okay, so what time are we looking at? And she goes, yeah, you're probably going to be coming back around time the park closes, like 9-ish.
Oh, so you went like in the morning.
Yeah, we were
Okay.
there at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Because we went, got breakfast in the early morning, and
Yeah.
then we drove to the park.
I will say
And
some days. Sorry to cut
no,
you
no, go
off.
ahead.
Some days the boarding groups go quicker, and
Go,
some days they go
yeah,
really slow. It really, I think, it's just based on
it just probably depends
how
on
quick the people that are in that group get
get
on and all
on, and
that.
yeah, yeah, and don't waste time looking or taking pictures.
Yeah.
I will say my group didn't take one picture. We all just freaking rode the ride.
So
Um,
what? I hate to like make you walk me through this, but what
go.
did you think like going through the line, through
All
the
right,
everything?
all right. So you've done Smuggler's Run.
Yeah,
The line for that I feel like is awesome.
it is.
It feels like you're walking into
You're walking
a
into a hangar to
hangar
get into the
to get in
Millennium
the Millennium
Falcon.
Falcon. And
Yeah.
then when you do get to the Millennium Falcon, you're like, dude, I'm in the Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon.
because they
It
have
makes
all
you
the
feel
stuff.
like that. Um, for Rise of the Resistance, right? Okay, so finally we're talking almost the park's closed,
Yeah,
and
because it closed at 9.
we just get called to jump into the line. So I'm like, all right. So the line immediately threw me off. I was like, I don't know if how worth it was to wait all day just to get on this ride.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? But I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna try to enjoy it as much as I can. So we get into the line, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, you wait hours, and there's Disney lines that you can get into that have things for you to do in the line, or things to
Yeah.
look at, or look at the mine train. You go into the mine train, and they have like little games you could play and stuff while you're waiting in line, because
Yeah,
they
you
knew
can
that the
like
line was going to be
mess
long.
with the stuff, yeah.
Dude, there's nothing in this line.
Yeah, it's just
Literally
visual
nothing in
stuff.
this line until you get to like where they put you in the room and Ray talks to you.
Well,
There's like
there's some
outfits.
stuff, yeah.
There's like outfits and
It's
stuff,
in like
but
the
it's nothing.
second half of the line before you get to that room though.
Yeah, but it's nothing like not. There's no like wow factor to the line. It's like you go into technically what would be like the rebel base, and
Yeah.
it's like a rebel base.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I don't think they've incorporated it yet, but you remember a while ago me and you went there and we rode Millennium Falcon, but we did that stuff on the app where you go
Yeah,
around and
where the
scan
game.
stuff.
Yeah,
They don't have any of
they
that in that
took it all
line.
out. No, they took it all out of the Millennium Falcon ride too. because of the COVID walls. They put the COVID walls up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So I don't think it's in that line either.
So
But
maybe they're gonna put all that stuff in towards that line when they start
maybe
doing it.
eventually it starts to change a little bit. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're getting in the line and we're waiting in the line and I'm like, wow, this line sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, the queue for this ride sucks. So finally we get to the place where BB-8 is doing his thing, and then yeah, and then
They're like BB-8, go sit in the Starfighter.
yeah, and then then Ray tells you you're gonna go do this, and that's where the ride gets. That's where the line for me gets like 10 times better, right? Because you go into
Yeah.
that ship, it
'Cause
takes you
that's
up,
like
and then honestly, like my jaw dropped when I got off that ship, and I knew it was coming because I've seen pictures and I've seen from my friends. I've
but
seen pictures and
that
videos.
when you
But
first
when
get
you
off
step
of it
off
and you see it
in
you're
person,
like, whoa.
now, okay, as much as I'm saying I didn't like the ride, right? The visuals are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're
The like
insane.
you get off that spaceship, and even getting on that spaceship, and you're looking down and it shows you like flying up,
And
and
then you're
you
getting
could look
shot
through.
at and
Yeah, you
all
could
that.
look through any window and you're seeing things from both sides, like, and it's pretty cohesive, like
Yeah.
whatever's coming from the front goes to the back.
Yeah.
Whatever's coming from the back goes to the front, and that was probably the coolest thing of the ride is like when you get to that part, and then you go into the Star Destroyer, and dude, the Star Destroyer looks so beautiful. Like
It
they have
does.
they have
They
all
put a
the
lot of effort into that.
dude, like they have the stormtroopers
Dude, that
standing.
giant screen
Yeah,
for the TIE fighters in space,
yeah.
that is
And
awesome.
then I like how it's like life size. It's almost like you became a toy and you went
Yeah.
to like your Star Wars toys. You just like became one of them. But I like how they had like all the first order.
That's
That's
what
what
it
it
is,
is.
the first order.
Oh my god, brain fart. You see all the first order soldiers standing in front of you. I thought that was awesome looking. And then as you're walking through the line, it just looks so cool that you're walking through a Star Destroyer's hallways.
Were they did they yell at you
Oh yeah, they
guys?
were mean.
Yeah.
So
So we
it,
the first time we rode it, we stopped to take pictures
yeah,
cuz what else do you do when you first ride it?
yeah, yeah.
And the one of the people was like, "Don't stop moving!" like yelling at us like, "Don't stop moving. You have to keep moving." And we were like, "Yo, chill out. You're a Disney worker. You shouldn't be doing that."
So it's so funny that you say that because the family in front of me was like, I don't want to take pictures. And I looked at them and I was like, I don't want to take pictures either. And I was like, I feel like we're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, they will.
So,
They yell at you.
So literally, like I went for my pocket like 5 times to go take my phone out, and I'm like, I'm not gonna take a picture because it's like I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah. So
Um,
I feel like they dialed it down a little bit
yeah, probably people
because
complained.
because in the first few times I rode it, they were legit mean.
Well, yeah, they don't have to
Like
be.
they were
I mean,
they
they're
were
supposed to be
like
the bad guy, though. You have to think about
yeah,
it
they're
that way.
like they would literally like yell at you and they would be like, "Why are you just standing there? Like move." Or something like that. Like you're like, "Yo."
You're like, I don't have legs.
No, they're like move. Or they're like,
Yeah.
"Stop being dumb and move," or something. They wouldn't say stuff like that, but
maybe people maybe took it to the next level.
yeah.
Like maybe they got
So
too out of control with
so
it.
the reason I say that like they're a lot nicer. So the time I went right after you, the day after,
Yeah.
I was wearing my Oakley mask, the one with the mesh,
Yeah.
and we got in the line, and one of them walked up to me and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, you're not supposed to wear that mask because it has the mesh."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I didn't." They didn't say anything about it, like at the front or anything.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it's okay. I'll go grab you another mask. Just let me know if you need one."
Oh,
And I was
that's
like,
cool.
"Yeah, go. Yeah, if you want, because
You
I don't
shoulda
have
been-
another
You
one."
should have said no. I wear whatever the heck I want.
Be like,
This is a free country.
"Are you first order?
Are you first order? Or are you a little?
You got no jurisdiction in this county, fool."
But yeah,
No.
okay. So we ride the ride.
So they were nice though
No,
at
and that's
that
cool.
point.
The look of, like I said, the look of the ride is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
I
visuals.
wouldn't change any visual on the ride.
No, it's perfect.
My problem is I live by a thing. If the line is longer than the worth of the ride, I immediately don't like the ride.
And you felt like the line was
And the
longer.
line was way too long for what the ride is. Does that make sense?
You
I
mean
guess.
like walking the line, or
No,
when
no,
you
no,
actually
no,
got to the line
no,
itself?
no. Their queue, like why you have to wait a
Oh
whole
yeah.
day to ride
I
the
was
ride.
I was gonna say
That threw
so.
me off.
I think that that's what partly may have skewed your opinion of it is the fact that you had to wait like eight
All day,
hours to get
yeah,
on
all
it.
day. Not only that, okay, so my thing is like I
Usually,
got super hyped because
yeah,
we got the queue, and then I was like, all right, we're gonna ride this ride, we're gonna
yeah,
ride
it
this ride.
died down over
Dude,
the
tell me
turn
why
of the
we
day.
left the park. We left the park, went to go get some food or something. I can't even remember. Went back to the park to go ride the ride.
Yeah,
Like that's what it was. We
that's what
literally
we
went about our day, did things. We went shopping. I bought shoes,
that's what we did as well.
and then we went back to the park. And I'm just like, you should not.
Have to wait. Yeah,
And I feel bad. Like for example, like we have annual passes. We could take advantage of a slow day and go, right?
yeah.
I feel bad for the people who pay thousands of dollars to take their family to these parks,
Just to wait for
and they
a
wait
full
the
day.
whole day to ride it once.
So that's the good. That's good and bad thing about it.
Well, Disney's stealing your money.
Well, they are, but good thing. It's a good thing because, like we just said, you had time to leave the park. For those families, they could ride everything else in the park and then go ride it, or they could go to a different park hop for the day and then come back and ride it at night,
Yeah.
or something like that. In my case, it was the same thing. We got it at like 2 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to go pick up my car from the dealership. So we left, went, picked up my car, took it home, and then drove back in the other car. And by the time we got back, it was like 5, 6 o'clock. We had enough time to
Yeah.
go ride like two other rides, and then
Yeah.
it was our time.
So I'm really lazy, and I had to leave the park
You
and
were like, oh, I
walk
don't want to go
back to
back.
the park, and I
Yeah.
was already like, my feet are killing me. I was like, I'm tired. I just want to ride this ride.
What would you think of the
when
ride itself?
so okay, the ride itself. The ride, like I said, the look of the ride is beautiful.
Going into the room and
I think
Kylo like
the
shaking the
see
whole
okay,
room.
so that wasn't even my awe moment. My awe moment is when you go into the room and it's the ATATs or the ATs, and you're like in front of them and how big they are.
Yeah.
Like I think that was the probably my awe moment of the ride.
And then you see Finn.
That was cool too. Yeah,
Yeah. His I will say
his animatronic.
his animatronic
It
they
looks
so
okay.
they moved it. From the first time they had it, they moved it. So when the first few times I went on it,
Yeah.
when you go into that elevator, like backwards,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was literally like 10 feet away from you, like behind a wall, like hiding and
Yeah.
like talking to you. And then they moved him to the far side. Probably because when he's so close, you can tell like
It's an
he's fake.
animatronic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas when he's far away,
I could see
you
that.
couldn't tell.
No, no, I can definitely see that. I think that no, that whole the ride, like if I had to give it
The ride
like a real
itself, a
real
rating.
ride like judgment, like if I didn't have to wait all day to ride it, right? That'd probably be one of my favorite rides
I will say that is my favorite ride at Disney.
because it it did something new. If I didn't ride the Mickey Mouse ride beforehand,
You probably would
I
love it.
probably would have loved it more. But I
Yeah.
rode the Mickey Mouse ride and I was like, damn, this ride is awesome. Um, the look of the ride is awesome.
Did you like the drop?
Yeah, that was fun.
It came out of nowhere.
So the thing that kind of gets me again with the ride itself is those movies are not my favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like, oh my god, this is my
Yeah.
ride.
If it was
You
like
know.
Darth Vader or something,
So okay,
that
and
would have been
that's something I said. I
crazy.
said if it was Darth Vader, like when you're looking up and there's There's the guys talking to each other, Kylo Ren and
Hux.
Hux talking to each other. If that was Darth Vader and Tarkin,
That would have
dude,
been,
that ride would have been insane.
yeah, because it would have been,
Now, and that's me pushing it back. I know that they're trying to move forward from the original Star Wars, and they're trying to incorporate more of the newer stuff because
yeah.
they spent a lot of money on it, so might as well, right? Um, I just, I don't know, man. I liked it, but a part of me didn't like it, and I feel like it's because of the timing of the ride, I guess. Like not the time of the ride. The length of the ride was amazing. It's
I
just such
was
a good ride.
so I was gonna say my main thing that I
Damn, I'm going
noticed.
off camera. You're not even
Oh,
telling me.
sorry. My main thing with it when
Was that
we
Kylo
wrote
Ren's in
it.
it? I know. That's me too.
No, it wasn't that. It was that they.
Dude,
I
if my
think
best friend listens to this episode ever
he's
or
gonna
watches
hate
it,
it.
he's gonna be like, "What's your problem with Kylo Ren,
He's
bro?"
like, I hate you. He's gonna, I hate you.
Oh, that'd be funny.
But the timing of when it opened was bad timing
Well, but okay, so the timing of when it opened,
because it
we
was
would have not known though. You know what I'm saying?
it. Yeah, but it opened after the last movie, and it doesn't play into the last movie at all.
No, it plays
It
into
plays into the movie before that, or no, it
not
plays into
even.
Force
Yeah,
Awakens.
Force Awaken. It would have been Force Awaken.
So like that ride didn't come out even relatively close to the time period it's on.
I mean, I get it. I get like it was new technology that they were working on.
Yeah, and I mean, it got
Now
delayed
I
and all
will
that.
say what they should have done is they have this ride that runs on a magnet, right? It
Yeah,
runs
the
on like
magnet
magnet wheels.
things.
They should have not made the Mickey Mouse ride a magnet wheel ride. They literally used the same technology on the Mickey Mouse ride.
I also think they're probably gonna make more rides with that technology.
And don't get me wrong, it's good, it's
It's a good
smooth, it's a
technology
good technology, but the problem is they opened up this Mickey Mouse ride after Rise of the Resistance, right?
with the same
They don't
technology. Yeah.
have on that ride, they don't have a virtual queue.
No,
You could literally go on the line, wait 45 minutes, and ride the ride. And it's the same exact technology that they're using
just
in Rise of the Resistance.
without height changes or or drops, pretty
Exactly.
much.
Yeah. But it's the same exact magnet cart.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of what
I
took
think they
the thunder away from me.
the virtual queue. I think it's been too long for it.
Well, they're saying that it's going to be until 2022.
That makes no sense.
I don't know when 2022 because we're coming up on that, right? But
Like realistically, when they started doing the reservation system,
yeah,
that's when they should have stopped the virtual queue.
yeah, no, I agree.
Because regardless, you're
Yeah, but you have
limiting
to think. So,
capacity and then
I don't think they are anymore though.
the reservation system.
Yeah, are
Yeah,
they
they are.
still?
They're keeping it.
No, I'm saying, but are they still limiting capacity? Like,
I don't think they are, but
I
I'm
don't feel
saying
like they are.
when they do the reservation system, like you have
Um,
no reason to do the virtual queue. That or when you reserve your thing for Hollywood Studios, they should give you a boarding group right
well,
then
no,
and there.
that's why they're doing the genie thing that we were talking about.
Yeah, so you can pay to just get on it.
That was our last episode, right? The genie thing.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry we record these things like
So
very
far in
sporadic.
advance, yeah.
It could
Well,
be we record
that
like five
episode,
episodes one day, and we record one episode
so
on a Sunday.
not to, incorporate everyone in how we're doing our podcast, but we recorded that last episode like 2 or 3 weeks ago and then realized that there was a huge weekend of wrestling. So we did that episode
Yeah.
and put that one out that weekend
Yeah.
when the Disney one was supposed to come out and then pushed that one back a week. So that
Yeah.
was this week.
So it kind of gets a little confusing, but
Yeah.
no, yeah, the genie thing's gonna end up coming out, and that's where they're gonna be like, oh, well, you want to ride the ride, pay us $20.
No more virtual queue.
Yeah,
You'll just get
exactly.
on the ride.
Exactly. You don't want to wait 5 hours, or they probably still
$15 or
they probably still
$10,
will
whatever it
do
is.
the
I
virtual
think
queue,
they're going to.
and then they'll be like, oh, you want to ride it now? $15.
They're gonna have somebody standing there with like a card reader.
You ever watch Jay and Silent Bob?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the joke's not gonna really be funny.
All right. Well,
Anyways, no, he goes.
scratch that.
We're still gonna do it. So he goes. He has a part where he's talking about like selling drugs to the kid or a kid or something, and he's like, $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. So that's what Disney's gonna do.
They're gonna do it that way. Yeah.
That'd be funny. But
Somebody.
yeah, no, I think so. Long story short, we get off the ride. Even long story long, because we're hitting 35 minutes, right? Talking about Rise of the Resistance.
Well, all the
well,
rides,
roughly.
but, you know.
But long story short, I get off the ride and I was like, I liked the ride. I
Did you
did
have
like
a
the ride.
wow feeling or no?
Yes and no, right? So it was like I got off the ride and I wasn't amazed.
Hmm.
I was like,
I still think it
I
was
did get
because
off
you
that ride.
rode.
I rode the Mickey Mouse
I
ride,
think
exactly.
that's what it was.
But I got off the
Because
ride and I said, you know what? That was a good ride.
I got off of it and I was like, dude, that's the best ride I've ever rode in my
See,
whole life.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I've really like when I got off of Smuggler's Run for the first time. The first time I ever did Smuggler's Run,
Yeah,
I
you
got
were
off of
like,
it. I was like, yo, that ride was amazing.
yeah,
It's like that is a Star Wars ride that I will tell everyone is amazing. You get to ride, you get to fly the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. So I got off this one after the Mickey Mouse one, and I was just like, it was okay. I was like, like the ride looks again. It looks phenomenal. It looks beautiful.
I feel like I feel like what you're sounding like right now is like
I'm trying to convince myself that
you're
it was
like
a good ride.
you're like I want to love it because it's Star Wars, but I don't love it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Is I want to love the ride,
But you just don't.
but I just don't love it as much as I wanted to. And I know like I'll talk to certain people. Like I could talk to you about it, and you're pretty open to like opinion.
Will you ride it again?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
That's
definitely.
a good thing then.
I would definitely ride it as many times as I could.
Is it gonna be like Star Tours? You gonna try and ride it almost every time you go?
No.
No,
No.
because it's too much of a hassle.
It was exactly. So then that's the other thing is I rode it once and is it one of those rides that I need to ride again? No.
Yeah.
That sounds like crap to me. Like I go to I love going to theme parks, whether it's Universal, Disney, SeaWorld, and if I go, oh, I want to ride this ride, because it's in the park, I
Yeah.
will literally wait. I'll wait for the ride.
See, that's I feel like
But this ride, I'm just like, if I go, I'm like, do I want to wait? And I'm probably gonna be like, I don't need to wait.
see. I think the good thing is that you can join that virtual queue.
Yeah.
Say you
Yeah,
go
but
after,
you have to be in the park. So okay, the 6 o'clock virtual queue, right? You could do from your house.
Yeah. So that's
The
what I
one
was
o'clock
saying.
one, you have to be in that park.
If you know, say you know you're going after work or something,
Yeah.
and you jump in that virtual queue, and say you get a somewhat middle late one,
Yeah, like 200. They're like
Like-
the park's closed.
like
You-
60 or 70, and you know
You
you're
see, so
gonna go
that's-
after work. I mean,
That would be-
then you can ride it.
That would probably be more worth it because you're not waiting 4 to 5 hours
No,
to ride the
because
ride. You're
by
waiting
the time
maybe
you
like
get
2
there-
hours. And that's like waiting in a normal ride, but you
Yeah.
can go ride other rides, right? Now the thing that sucks about Hollywood Studios, they don't
There's,
have
like,
many
not
rides.
Yeah.
They really don't. And as many rides as you can think about, there's not many.
There isn't.
Like there's more restaurants and shopping center stores than there is rides.
Yeah, and then by the time you
Um,
even get to the rides, all the rides are like an hour to 2 hours
Yeah,
long.
exactly,
anyways.
exactly. And living in Florida, that's the story of our life for Disney, I
Yeah,
guess.
just waiting,
Waiting for rides.
pretty much.
Um,
Speaking of Disney grabbing your money
oh, grabbing your money,
and running
money.
with it,
They're like money, 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 money.
we talked about the genie thing, which is just a money
cash
grab.
grab. Dude, that's such a cash grab.
That's all it is.
But this one, I think tops.
This one.
But this one will top the top of money grabs.
Yeah.
It's the
the
Galactic
Star Cruiser,
Star Cruiser
hotel that they're building next to Star Wars and Hollywood Studios.
So, It looks awesome.
It does. It
Really, it
looks
really does look
insane.
amazing. You know, you become a character in the hotel.
Yeah. So that's part of it is uh when you book it, you have an itinerary.
Yeah,
And they gave like a sample itinerary. So literally from the time you get there to the time you leave,
yeah,
you're doing stuff
yeah.
other than sleeping. When you sleep,
They're like, you can't sleep.
well,
Pew pew pew.
you're literally doing stuff from
Yeah,
the time you get there to the time you leave. They have on there like the last thing of each night ends at I think 9 or 10 p.m.
yeah.
and the next day it starts at 6 a.m. or
Ooh.
7 a.m.
So they make you wake up that early?
Well, for breakfast, if you want
Nah, man.
breakfast.
I'll skip breakfast.
But
They'll be like 6 o'clock breakfast.
ding ding ding.
Nope. Nope. Oh
But,
man.
but
Oh my God.
that's what I find cool about it is like you said, you're a
You
character.
get it's you. They suck you into the
Yeah.
universe.
So
Yeah.
they on that itinerary, which I can actually show it to you because it's on their website. It's like when you get there, there's an event.
Yeah.
Food. They your food and all that is included. Uh and like every few hours there's like it says like a mystery event and then it
Yeah.
gives you like a hint of like what the event is, I guess, to like do at the hotel.
I wonder if the hotel shakes.
I'm sure it
Like if
does.
something's shooting at the
Like if you have
the
to go
ship.
and like grab cannons and start shooting them.
So it's like you're just like
Pew, 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 pew,
you're
pew,
trying
pew,
to read
pew,
a
pew.
book. Like you're just like, oh, let me sit at the pool and read a book, and then I don't know, it's
I
like
don't think there is.
you start shaking and the water's like. Oh my God. This is gonna be the
You're-
episode of sound effects, by the
Yeah.
way.
You're sitting in your room and then like you look in the corner and part of the room's on fire.
Oh.
You're like, ah!
You go to open the window and there's just like a ship coming straight at you, and you're like, nope. And you close the window.
Boom.
The whole room moves. Oh,
Um,
that would be funny.
but it's a 2 night 3 day thing.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
It is. The amount of money they're asking for
It's not.
is not cool.
So they think that coming out of a pandemic,
Where
we all became
everybody
rich.
just got stimulus checks and apparently saved them to use at
So
Disney specifically.
we became rich.
Pretty much. They want almost $1,000 per person per night.
That's insane. That's insane.
And you have to stay at least 2 nights at
So-
the minimum.
So they're automatically asking.
That's automatically
for,
2 grand.
So we're talking about one person. If one person goes, right,
It's like
just for two
$2,500
that's
roughly.
insane.
Yeah.
You were saying something about like food's included though.
Food is included. Realistically, if you really think about it, at Disney food,
No,
For-
they up their
for-
price. Look at a bottle of water is like $4.
well, yeah, but realistically, $2,000, I could go stay
Yeah.
at Disney and pay for food and pay for drinks and all that, and still only spend like 1,500
Yeah,
at
that's
most.
true. That's true.
At most, and that's including like a really nice hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
So like the food aspect, it's not like they can't really. I mean, they're gonna say yeah, it's included because
included.
it's so much money.
and you
but
get to drink 2 drinks.
yeah, I think it's only one. Actually.
It's one drink.
I think so.
And they're like, no alcohol for you fools.
Well, they said you
you-
can have one alcohol.
One alcoholic beverage. After that is $10 for a beer.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense, I guess.
But
it would be cool if it was okay. It would be cool if it was literally an all-inclusive thing.
which it for the mo-
partially,
it's
right? Partially,
yeah.
because
They're not
we were
paying-
talking about the drinks, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Sorry.
sorry. No, the drinks, right? You do a soda, and they're probably like, "Oh, we refill it, but your next refill, you have to pay for it."
Well, I don't know. So they haven't talked about stuff like that, like
I'm sure
refills
I'm
and
sure it's-
stuff like
yeah.
that. But they do give you, breakfast each day per person,
Yeah.
lunch, dinner, and a snack, and drinks, stuff like
They're
that.
like, here's your apple slices, and they just throw it at you.
But so my main thing
Good
that
luck living.
my main thing about it is like, if you're gonna make it this expensive, like you're saying, all inclusive,
Yeah.
Make it so it's specific days and guarantee that at least the Star Wars aspect of Hollywood Studios is only for the people staying at the
Like
hotel.
it's open for you.
Yeah,
Like you can go
only
and
for you,
yeah.
nobody else. Not the public, only for the people
Well, what do you
staying
mean
there.
by that?
Like
So like after the parks, like I don't get
either
it.
after they're closed or before they open, either way.
Like
Like
kind of like
have
where
a part where it's only the people that are staying there and they get their own time there. Also include the hand built lightsabers. Include one of those because those are
yeah, but
freaking.
you're asking for crazy. That's $200 that Disney's like, nah, man.
You're paying 2,000, so I
Yeah,
mean, include
exactly.
one of those and include a droid
Well, so what we were talking about two people that stay for 2 nights, 2 nights, 3 days, and it comes out to 4809.
with yeah.
That's
That's
insane.
what
That's
the
like me going,
pricing.
hey, let's go stay at this spaceship, and it's four thousand
Well,
dollars
five
for two
thousand
people.
actually.
For two, yeah, 5,000 for two people.
Yeah,
Dude, I could not
that's
do
what I
that. That's a
mean.
whole
Like
that I go to Canada for that.
you could,
I'll go to
bro.
Italy for that. I
You could
would.
go to literally almost anywhere in the world for that
Yeah,
and
that's true.
stay for
That's
like a few
insane.
days. So that's where I just don't understand it. Is like
I feel like they're really saying well we can do it because people are gonna do it. That's the crazy thing. Let's start there. People are gonna do it because they're Star Wars fans that pay $2,000 for a figure.
I was gonna say. So, um, I guarantee there's people gonna do it. I think Disney is in for a rude awakening because after about a month or two of it being that expensive, there
Yeah, people.
that
Yeah,
hotel is gonna be empty.
I don't think so. I honestly don't. The reason why I don't is because there's a lot of rich people out there. Normal people like me and you, maybe not, right? Unless YouTube's gonna start paying us. But I don't think that they're gonna have an issue with that price range. Now, I can see this. Full families,
Yeah, it's like 10 grand.
yeah,
Screw
that's
that.
crazy. People don't have that. Normal people don't have that money.
Oh, other thing which I forgot to mention in the itinerary, which I did mention to you. They give
They
you
suck the oxygen out of the building.
probably.
No.
Uh, so the middle day, not the day you get there, not the day you leave, the middle day.
Yeah.
I did mention this to you. They give you a Hollywood Studios pass,
Oh yeah.
and they
Okay.
take you to Hollywood. Well, they take you to the Star Wars area, and
Okay.
then you can go in Hollywood Studios.
So yeah, that's fine. But right. So you go to the park. Now let's say
Again,
you
that's a
go.
$100 pass. Like
But that's fine. But let's say the
doesn't
park
count.
the park's super busy that day.
Yeah, you're screwed
You're
pretty
screwed
much.
because you will literally get to ride probably one ride.
That's what I mean. Like they should, if they want to do it Star Wars exclusively, do it either at a time where there's nobody there,
Yeah.
or have it set so you can only book specific dates, and those
Yeah.
dates.
Specifics.
Yeah, what I said. Have it so those dates say they're blocked out for the pass holders or for
No, I
everybody.
agree.
Just have it blocked out from the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios can be open. Star Wars, don't let anybody in except for the hotel for 6 hours or whatever.
See, but that wouldn't be fair.
It
That wouldn't be fair for the people that, because then now, in order to
Then
do
you're
any of the
excluding
Star
the
Wars stuff,
families. Yeah.
exactly. Not only that, anyone who pays to go do this Star Wars stuff at the original part at the original Hollywood Studios is gonna have to pay $4,000 for just two people, mind you,
Yeah,
to go
that's
ride a
true.
Star Wars ride. And I don't think they would do
Disney's
that.
smart though. Disney,
No, they are. They know what they're doing.
they can think of something where it's going to be worth your while. I understand, like
and I
it's an
guarantee you.
experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience to do it
Yeah,
because
unless you have $10,000 to do your whole family
that's the closest
more
thing
than
you're going to get
two
to being in
times.
freaking Star Wars.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's what they're selling.
is that you can be
Is that you're
in
gonna be
Star
in
Wars.
Star Wars. Like they're gonna give you attire, I'm sure.
Oh, they
You know what I'm
better.
saying? Like they're gonna be like, here's your outfit for the week or the 3 days that you're here. I'm sure they're gonna make you feel like, you're a Star Wars person. They're gonna apparently through the magic bands they're gonna know everyone's names.
That would be awesome.
So like through magic bands they're gonna have like
They ought to
events
just
where they know, like I said, they know everyone's names.
they ought
So
to just give you everything. If you're paying that much money, they
I
ought to just
agree.
give you magic bands, give you a tire, give you a lightsaber,
I
give you a
agree.
droid.
Give
Like,
you a plane ticket to go to Italy after the
I
fact.
mean, they don't need to do that.
Ship you to Cuba and then make you forget. No, but I agree. I agree. Then this is gonna be a very controversial episode, by the way, because
Yeah.
we're talking a lot of like
Stuff. Yeah.
negativity.
Not to be. No, we're not trying to be negative.
It's
It's
just
just
the
like
the stuff that we're seeing as normal people. I
yeah.
feel like Disney
Disney's trying to
Disney
make as much money as they can,
yeah,
and
and it
it's
sucks. It
it
sucks
does,
because
especially for like pass holders.
oh yeah, so okay, so I actually we ran into pass holders at the parks,
Yeah.
and we were talking about that,
It's like every
and
person there.
yeah, and it's just like you're not benefiting. Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry, it was at work. I was talking to a pass holder, and we were talking about the genie pass. So these people were from Pennsylvania, and they have pass holders. They're pass
Yeah.
holders,
So,
and they come down twice a year do the parks,
I was gonna say
and
the
they're like,
most
this
tourists
new
are.
genie thing, it's garbage. It's like not gonna help us because we're gonna have to pay more now just to try to have a little bit of fun if the park's busy.
Not to jump on more negativity here, but
Negative
they
Nancy.
did. I don't know if you saw the new pass holders, like the new passes, the annual passes they're doing.
No, don't tell me, man. Am I gonna have to like dip out on my annual pass? Yep.
Um, maybe.
Oh no. What
So
is it?
they changed every pass.
What do you mean?
So there's a base pass now, which is basically like the weekday pass.
Yeah.
There's the pirate pass, which is pretty much what we have for the most
For
part.
the gold?
Pretty much. It's
Yeah.
pretty much that. Um, for the most part. I would have to look at it again. And then there's one above that, and then there's the Incredi Pass, which is like $1,300 or something like that.
What?
That's like the platinum, whatever.
Dude, I
pass.
had the which one did I have? I think I had what I have now. We have the gold pass.
Yeah.
I had the platinum pass.
Okay, so
That's
there's
the best one. That's the
oh,
top one,
okay,
right?
yeah. So it's
I
called
had
the Incredi Pass now.
there was two actually. So there was the top one where they did the water parks, and then there was the one right under it where it was the same thing but it was no water parks.
Okay,
So
so
I hate water parks.
so here's the caveat. The base pass weekdays only, doesn't include holidays. The pirate pass is pretty much what ours is as far as
Yeah,
availability
blackout.
goes.
It's like Christmas
It's Christmas
and
and
like half of the summer.
spring break and
Yeah,
some of the summer, something
yeah,
like
it's like
that.
something of the summer. Yeah,
You have to pay for Photo Pass now.
really,
It's $100.
that's cool because I don't use it.
Oh, I use it like all the
See,
time.
I don't use it because like
Like because
I don't need
so
to
I
I don't
think
need to remember what I did at Disney. I just
I
want to go
was
ride rides.
I was gonna say I was gonna say I think maybe it's because we have it, like we use it.
Okay, that makes
Because
sense.
we
It makes
like
sense.
we have the gold, why not go like every time we see like one of the photo people and there's
Yeah.
like no line, we're like, let's just take a picture. Why not? We get it
Yeah.
for free, might as well do it.
Yeah.
So we do it and we have a bunch of cool pictures because of it.
See, like us being on camera, and like if you go on my Instagram, right, I take pictures of myself.
Yeah.
But I hate taking pictures of myself at the theme parks, and it's because at the theme parks I look so like washed out. Like
Everybody
it's because I've been walking for
tired.
hours.
Yeah.
We're in Florida. It's 200 degrees outside.
Yeah. But like so
I mean, I look like crap now too, but I'm
so
just saying,
so like you have to pay for that now, which is kind of annoying.
Ah, that sucks.
They made it so water parks, instead of it being 200 for pass holders,
Yeah.
now it's 100.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
can add
because
it onto your
the water
pass.
parks are garbage.
Uh,
I don't like water
I
parks,
mean-
so I'm gonna say they're garbage regardless.
their
The only
their water
the
parks
only
are
water
actually
park
pretty decent.
the only water park I ever liked, and it was like probably the dirtiest water park, was Wet and Wild.
Yeah, and this
And
doesn't
Universal
exist
was like,
anymore.
no, we're gonna take that and build a hotel.
Well, Volcano.
Yeah, I have never been to that either.
I haven't been to it either.
Or Aquatica. I haven't been to Aquatica.
And then the bottom two for passes, the base and the pirate pass,
Yeah.
they get 3 reservations at a time. Like park reservations.
Yeah.
The third pass gets 4 and the $1,300 one gets 5 at a time.
Wait,
So they're gonna keep the park reservations.
okay, so you only get to go to the park 5 times a year?
No. So you know how we have to book for the parks
Yeah,
to go to the parks? We have to
yeah,
book it.
yeah.
So us right now, all of the passes right now, we can only book 3 days at a time until we use one of them.
3 days at a time.
Yeah. So say me and you want to go tomorrow. I can
Yeah.
book us for tomorrow. I can book us for the next day and then the day after that.
Okay.
But I can't book any more in the future until I use one of them. We only have 3
Oh
of those.
wow. See, I always book just once, and I go to the park, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like I, if I,
So it's like if
like
you
for
know
me,
you're gonna go a certain day, that's when you
yeah,
do
like
it.
for me, the parks are a planned day. You know,
Yeah.
like my life is already crazy busy, in and out of work.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, let's plan a day to go to the park. And if it's a random day, like the last time I went to the park was just a random day, I was like, let's go to the parks.
Yeah.
And we're both like, okay, yeah, let's go.
That's what I mean
Um,
is like if you plan it
yeah.
like months in advance or something, you can book it and
Okay,
then
okay.
it's like there. So right now everybody has 3 for pass holders. Uh
Okay.
so like I said, the bottom 2, the like cheaper 2 are 3, the next one's 4, and then the one after that's 5 at a
Okay.
time that you can hold. That honestly I don't honestly see very much of a benefit in that unless you're like,
I mean, it is what it is. I
yeah,
mean, Disney's gonna do it to do it, you know.
yeah, they're like, oh,
So
this is an extra perk.
they're
Not
like, good
really.
luck having fun.
It's not really a crazy perk.
No,
Um,
but well,
I've only used 3 at once. I think one time.
see, I haven't even. I think I've done only like 2 days. Like
Yeah,
at max, I've done like two
like
days.
it's not
So
crazy,
and
but
then
like
what's even like so after 2 o'clock, I think it is. You can go to
it's
any
park
park.
hopping. Yeah,
Yeah, it's park hopping. So like you're gonna go to the park in the morning, one of the parks, if you reservate, and then go to
yeah.
another
Well,
park
you have
throughout the day.
to for that to work. You have
The
to go to the park you reserve, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But
But it's just like unnecessary.
yeah. I
The new
mean, we'll
passes.
see.
I mean, again, it's money grab.
Yeah.
It,
Well,
they want you to pay for everything.
that's Disney for you. We probably want to go back to Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
though, but
Man, this went way off track.
talking about rides and stuff.
We talked about hotel,
Yeah, hotels,
and
hotels,
then
and smugglers.
that went
I mean,
into
not even
Disney.
smugglers, rides of the resistance, and
Yeah,
then Disney
and then
stealing people's money.
now now we're gonna go back into positive stuff.
Positive in 2 seconds though.
Gio has some Star Wars stuff, so
Yeah, I have a bunch
got
of
a
Star Wars stuff.
lightsaber and one of those electric things that the dude in the Force Awakens.
He's like, "You're a traitor." You know that was You know that was the guy
Donald
who
Glover,
plays 007?
was it?
Yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's like, huh?
So yeah, Zavala should be Zavala.
Yeah, Vin Diesel.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say that in every episode now.
Yes, we
Zavala,
should.
Zavala. People are gonna be like, who the hell is Zavala?
Are we keeping all of this?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we're actually gonna jump back into Star Wars
back
now.
into Star Wars. We're
Instead of making all our inside jokes.
we're gonna
at
talk
once.
about the new animated series coming out. It's called Vision. Our Visions.
That
thing looks-
Vision's
Marvel
character.
That thing looks
Star Wars
awesome.
Visions. It's
That
like
thing
an
looks
anime
awesome.
Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be.
But by
I can't.
it says it's by 7 different studios.
So
Which
yeah,
is
it's
insane.
it's gonna be like 7 different art styles. I can't recall if it's gonna be like
They said 12
the same
episodes.
story, but different art. Kind of like, I don't know if you ever saw the Animatrix.
Nope.
No.
I don't watch anime like that.
You know what Matrix is?
Yeah, I know what Matrix
Yeah,
is.
you heard that they're releasing part 4. Oof.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big movie as well.
He's gonna be the one. There's only one ring to rule them all. Let's skip through like 13 different types
Samuel L.
of
Jackson.
snakes on this plane. No, so Visions. We got to see the trailer together actually, and it looks awesome.
It looks amazing.
I'm partially a fan of anime. I don't
I don't
religiously
really
watch it.
watch anime very
No.
much. I've only watched
Um.
Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is really good.
See, I
If you haven't watched it,
I
it's
watched
good.
the first two episodes to that, and yeah,
I've only
I
seen the
haven't
first
been.
season. I
Yeah.
didn't see anything after that.
I'm kind of an old school anime guy, like Yu Yu Hakusho, and you probably don't know what I'm talking about.
No idea.
Inuyasha.
Naruto,
No, not Naruto. I never really
Avatar,
got
Last
into Naruto. Oh,
Airbender,
that's a no. So okay, it's funny.
SpongeBob.
Damn, we went from Star Wars Visions to like anime now. I never got to fully get into Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I watched Korra, and
Which
that
is like a spin-off.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that show is awesome.
I've never seen either of them.
But looking at the artwork for Visions, there's some really really cool art. Some of it
It
reminds
is.
me of like really old school anime, like Berserker or Fist of the North Star, which honestly you're probably lost
No
because
idea.
I'm talking old stuff. And then some of it reminds me of like newer type of anime, like not even anime. It could be like kind of like the cartoons that are made today, like uh oh man, I'm having a brain fart, but you know, like how animation is today, it's very bubbly and stuff. There was some of that anime in that in animation in that.
Yeah.
So
Well, the 7 different studios,
yeah, so
they're all. I
I
assume
mean,
they're all gonna make different styles if they're using 7 different studios.
I hope what I do hope is I hope that it's the same story. So they build a character,
Yeah.
but
I th-
with the different artwork.
I think it'll be a little bit of both. I think it's gonna be some of storyline and then some of like just random stuff that's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on, like in the universe, I guess,
Yeah, I mean,
or
I'm really
galaxy.
looking forward. It's coming out soon too.
Yeah, I think it's September 22nd,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
So we'll have to definitely check that out. Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be
don't.
a new spin on Star Wars, I think.
This is true, yeah, because honestly, the last Star Wars cartoon to even come out was like in the 80s, I think.
Like
Like
animated.
like animate, not even animated, like but in that old school animation style, right?
Yeah, because
Like actually drawn,
all
not
the
like
new stuff
3D.
is, yeah,
Yeah, cuz
3D.
the Clone Wars and Rebels, it was
And
all
Bad
3D
Batch.
animation. Yeah, it's all 3D animation.
Yeah,
But drawn like that, like old school cartoons. I think it's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
something
cool.
different. Not
It
only
looks
that,
almost like a
it's
comic book.
yeah, yeah, and it's very very Japanese inspired.
Yeah,
Like samurais. It looks like at one point they have the bad guy and he's like holding his blades up to his eyes
yeah.
and he has the two red blades. That looked awesome, you know. So I'm excited to see what they do with that.
I wonder if they're gonna do it how they do every other show on Disney Plus, where they're gonna release it week by week, or are they gonna just,
They probably will,
yeah.
cause it's an episodic show. They probably will do week by week. I mean, they did that with Bad Batch.
I also wonder how long the episodes are gonna be.
Probably like 30-minute episodes, honestly. With the
Probably.
cartoons, any cartoon like that Disney makes now is either a short or 30-minute episodes.
Yeah,
So, you know, if they're gonna, if you know, they you have to think too. They'll put it on Disney Plus, but they could also have the opportunity after a couple of months of it being on Disney Plus to put it on the Disney Channel
that's true.
and get a bigger audience.
Yeah, for the
So
people that don't.
because there's people that still don't have Disney Plus, you know.
Yeah.
So, if you have like AT&T, they give it to you for free. Shh, don't tell no one.
No plugging
No
here,
plug, no
but
plug here, no plugs. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that show.
same.
I'm going back to what we were talking about earlier too. That I'm gonna kind of be looking forward to when I get to see more, is the the Ubisoft video game. So
Yeah,
I
it's
hope
new mediums
yeah,
for Star
exactly,
Wars.
exactly.
I mean, video games isn't really a new medium because they had what was it? The Old Republic was like an open world.
The
It's
Old
like an
Republic, yeah,
MMORPG,
the Old Republic and was MMORPG.
but maybe the new
Um,
one's gonna be like that too. Who knows?
that would be such an awesome like if they made an animated series or even a movie or TV series based off of the Old Republic. That would be such a good story to tell
Yeah,
because you have
because
so many characters. You have Malik, you have Revan, you know,
there's
just
not really much storyline.
I mean, there
Like
is though.
from I meant like other than the video game and
Oh,
like
yeah.
books,
Well,
there's not
books.
like
Yeah,
any
that's the
mediums
thing.
for it
Like,
other than that.
there's no multimedia, right? There is books
And the
for the
game
Old Republic. You could find books galore, and this goes all the way back from like the beginning of
Star
Star
Wars, right?
Wars before the Luke Skywalker story or the Skywalker story, all the way to the Skywalker story, the timelines.
Yeah,
So there's so many books prior to, um, but I mean, you know, the books are huge. I don't read. I don't read on a
I
daily.
don't either.
I like Star Wars interests me, but I wouldn't read a Star Wars book because they're just too long to
Yeah,
me.
that and
And
there's
I'm lazy. Going
so
back
much
to it, I'm
storyline.
lazy. Um, doesn't mean I don't know a lot about Star Wars. Like I know a lot about Star Wars and the
Yeah,
lore and stuff like that. But I rather read like a graphic novel, something with pages. My imagination sucks. Like I can't visualize what I'm reading.
yeah.
It's weird unless I'm see pictures or something like that,
That's why I
right?
think audiobooks
I sound
are
like crazy right now.
audiobooks are pretty good for me.
See, okay, an audiobook. I wouldn't mind doing an
Well,
audiobook because that's a good.
it's it's pretty much what we're doing.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
podcast
So,
practically.
I actually the the first audiobook that I ever did was The Dark Tower. It's a Stephen King book. I'm not sure if
Hmm.
you ever heard about it.
Nope.
Yeah, it's long.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's long, and if you're not paying attention, you'll definitely get lost.
I listened to an audiobook.
You led.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to an audiobook and it was like 6 or 7 hours long.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was not even like
The
a
completion.
very long book. No, that was I completed the whole book.
Um,
It's just like that was literally
I mean,
like
I
the
wouldn't mind doing that
longest.
for the Star Wars stuff, but I feel like for me, visuals so much,
Yeah.
it's so much more entertaining.
Yeah. Zavala.
I know
Destiny.
that I know that there's people that find books more entertaining and they'll be able to visualize it more. But for me personally, right, I would rather just watch something
Yeah, I
like.
agree.
And if there with the Old Republic, for example, there's so much there.
I think
Um,
that's also a good thing about like YouTube
yeah.
is that like
Oh, you have
you
people
have
that
those people
will
that
literally tell you everything about everything.
they will be the ones that read those books and then
Yeah.
they go on a video and they explain it.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, definitely. It's we're actually rewatching the whole Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series, right? We're still in the Fellowship of the Ring right now. We did all the Hobbit movies.
I've never seen any of them.
No?
I've never
Oh
seen Lord
man.
of the Rings or Hobbit or
So,
anything.
the books, right? I know they're pretty big books, and there's a huge fan base for Lord
Lord
of
of
the
the Rings,
Rings.
yeah.
And I know the movies miss out on some things. But we watched the Hobbit movies, and apparently the timeline between the books and the movie don't match up.
I've
Like
played the games,
the
the Shadow
the
of
Shadow of
Mordor
Mordor,
and Shadow
yeah.
of War.
See,
Both those games,
I,
top 10 in my
excellent,
games
yeah.
I've ever played.
But I would rather just watch the movies. Honestly, I
Yeah.
know they cut out a bunch of stuff, but it's
It's
to
easier to
me,
understand.
yeah, it's you can visualize
You
easier.
also
It's like Harry Potter, for example. You don't you look at Harry Potter now, and you don't even like. I bet if you read the books, you go to
you
the
won't get the
Wizarding World,
same
right?
effect.
But no, say that you go to the Wizarding World, right? And you look at the Wizarding World, that becomes what the look of Harry Potter is, even if that's not what the book is describing,
Yeah.
because that's what you see. So that's kind of how I am with books and movies. Like I just would rather watch the movies, but
Yeah.
you know, with Star Wars, over the years I've learned a lot about Star Wars, and that's from like
Same.
friends, that's from watching YouTube videos, whether like it's books that I want to read, but I'm just like I said, my imagination's garbage, and I can't imagine reading a book, right? Like I would rather listen to someone tell me about the book or give me highlights of the book,
Rather than read it. Yeah.
rather than read it. Yeah, it's like for example, I watched uh there's a Star Wars book about Thrawn. He's one of the characters in the Star Wars universe, and I watched a video on it on about him, and kind of got to learn more about his character and who he is. And dude, like just doing that, I'm like, I don't need to read a book.
Mm.
But then when he shows up in a animated series, I know about this character,
Yeah,
you know. So I'm just like,
without even reading.
yeah, exactly, cause I'm lazy. Maybe I don't know how to read. Hmm.
Mm, I don't think anyone
No, I know how to read.
does.
I'm just lazy, and I don't have an imagination. Like I said,
True.
though.
Same.
Yeah. Same. Sad. We should both just look down now and end the episode with sadness. But no, visions. Back to visions.
Very long
uh,
tangent there
I
about
I
books.
think it's gonna be very very cool actually to see.
It'll
Like I
be
said,
interesting because
I
it's
do like
also a
some
new storyline.
exactly yeah yeah, and like I said, I do like some anime.
You did say you said it's canon.
It's gonna be canon.
So
Anything that came out, what is it?
after Force Awakens,
After no, it's after actually, I think around the time Rogue One came out.
everything from then on is canon.
Everything, even if it was a book, if it just came out, it's
Canon.
canon. Anything that came out prior, it's not canon. It's legacy. It's like legacy or something like that.
Mm.
And there's books that are out, like for example, The Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed is not canon.
Which sucks because that
That's such a good
storyline
story.
is so good.
Like, and you know
Well,
how
it's also Darth Vader's dead, so
yeah, but you know how long like I've been waiting to see a Force Unleashed movie.
I think everyone has been waiting to see a Force
Every
Unleashed
time,
movie.
okay, so you know the guy who plays the character in the Force Unleashed, he does the voice for Darth Maul in the animated show.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
in
know that.
Rebels, I believe. Every time I see his name in the credits, or I look it up, right? I'm like, only if he was Star Killer in real life. Imagine Star Killer, even if they didn't do him as um Darth Vader's apprentice.
Use him for something
Use him for
else.
something else because he's such a badass character. Imagine he came into, imagine he was one of the bad guys in the new trilogy.
Imagine if he, oh,
You
dude.
know what I'm saying?
Imagine if he, even if he was the bad guy, imagine if he was like related to Luke and Leia somehow. Like he's another one of Darth
Or
Vader's
yeah, like
children,
that. Yeah,
and Darth Vader cloned him, and then he finds his clone, and they like fight each other.
like this. Like it's like Star Killer is
Like Force Unleashed
a
too.
Skywalker.
Yeah,
You know
but he doesn't
they
know
could
it.
do so much. They could have done so much with that story, but now, sad to say,
No, it's
it's
not
done.
canon.
Um,
Maybe he's in visions.
oh,
That would be
be
awesome.
awesome. That would. But they just came out with this new book line, right, called the High
The High
Republic.
Republic, yeah.
And I'm interested. I think
That's
I haven't
before.
been as interested in reading about Star Wars, but with the High Republic, I've actually been a little more curious.
I was gonna say, is that before or
No,
after Old?
so High Republic is supposed to be before everything.
So it's before Old Republic
It's
too.
supposed to
Yeah.
be before everything. It's supposed to be the start of Star Wars. And I'm like, I'm pretty interested because it
Yeah.
follows a group of Jedi's.
But it leads
Um,
right into Old Republic.
I
I
I don't
believe
know.
so.
I don't know. I haven't done enough research on that standpoint to see what happens. So that's
Gotcha.
what makes me curious about actually wanting to read the book and find out what's going on with it. But again, I'm lazy.
Sure. We'll just
So
watch videos on it.
when they make a movie,
That
I'll
too.
watch the movie, and then half of the book will be cut out of the movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings, the extended cut, by the way, 4 hour movie. There's three of them. You know that?
Yeah, 12 hours.
Oof, oof. That's. Yep, I give up. But thanks for coming to hang out with us at the Noodle Shop. I'm Gio,
I'm Tristan.
and please follow us, like and subscribe. Check out our Spotify channel, and yeah,
YouTube.
you can yeah YouTube definitely. You can follow us on our social medias. I'm G to the 666 on Instagram,
And I'm TJ Maverick.
and yeah, hit us up if you have any episodes you want to hear us talk about or anything you want to hear us talk about. You can say it in the comments as well, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.